Welcome, everyone, to our podcast, The Economy Beyond AI. I am Nalin Miglani, and today we shift our attention from investors to employees. I am really excited to bring to you a new three-part series, Careers in AI. And in this series, we ask ourselves, what happens to careers when AI becomes pervasive? Well, the concept of careers was already changing before the AI tornado arrived. The question now is, how will this trajectory change even further in speed, direction, or any other way because of AI? Our series, Careers and AI, is built around three connected questions. First, which companies and sectors will create the most meaningful careers in an AI-driven world? Second, how will careers themselves evolve? And this may be the most important question. And what new forces will shape careers? And third, what will be the effect and impact of the above two questions on the rest of the economy, on the larger economy? We will begin by mapping what we call the landscape of opportunity. By identifying companies and sectors most likely to create meaningful careers in an AI-driven economy. A good place to start is our earlier podcast, What Are Gravity Companies? If you have read the Substack article, great. If you haven't, I'd encourage you to do that. You can also listen to the podcast. But even if you haven't, what we essentially do is we segregate the entire universe of companies into three categories. The first are AI providers. These are companies that we all know, and they build AI products, large language models, coding assistants. They are most in the limelight and right on the frontier. And then there are AI enablers, companies that help organizations, or at least claim to do so, by helping them adopt AI and provide implementation services or application layers like ontologies. So essentially, they are intermediaries between AI providers and what is our third category of companies, which is AI beneficiaries. Now, AI beneficiaries is a much larger universe of companies that uses AI to improve or reinvent their businesses. These companies may serve consumers or other businesses. They produce physical goods or services and compete in virtually every industry, but they are the ones that will use AI to become better or revolutionary or change in some way. Well, if careers are created by companies, then the future of careers will largely be determined, and which sectors will provide most meaningful careers will largely be determined by the future of these groups of companies, which is the providers, the enablers, and the beneficiaries. To understand what will happen in the future, as the haze begins to clear, one analogy is particularly useful, and that is of electricity. AI providers resemble the utilities that generate and distribute power. Large language models and foundation models become the equivalent of electricity itself, a widely available source of intelligence. Electricity costs, as you all know, are essentially the same whether you use to manufacture automobiles or face cream or a moisturizer. The competitive advantage has never come from buying electricity. It comes from what each company does with it. Intelligence, widely available intelligence, is likely to follow the same pattern. As AI becomes broadly available, it'll cease to be the source of differentiation. The real differentiation and value creation will come from how individual companies apply that intelligence to build better products, serve their consumers, or run their businesses. That raises an obvious question. Where do AI enablers fit? If the beneficiaries use the AI and the providers provide the intelligence, where do the enablers fit? If intelligence eventually becomes as accessible as electricity, will companies, that is the beneficiaries, continue to rely on intermediaries to access this intelligence? History suggests that that may not be the long-term equilibrium. Now, before we go to careers, a quick caveat. This analogy of electricity is not about the valuation of the AI providers. We are not saying that the valuation of AI providers will be similar to that of utility companies in the past. That valuation question depends on a host of other things like market structure, competition, a whole lot of other things. Today, we are just parsing these companies in these three categories from the standpoint of careers. Well, let's get back to careers. To visualize the future of careers, we have defined a career as a sum of three parts. The first is quality of work, the second is money, and the third is in-company duration. By quality of work, we mean three things. One, autonomy. If your work is largely self-directed and not closely supervised, it is higher quality of work. And less supervised, less directed careers have an implication on organizations, their structures, and their layers. And for this, we encourage you to read our podcast and article on professional hierarchies. So back to quality of work is a sum of three parts. Autonomy, self-direction, technological engagement. We believe that meaningful careers will have a meaningful engagement with technology going forward. And the third part is impact, which means that the work you do changes something. It improves, creates something, even if it is very small. So if a career has a good quality of work, then it is autonomous, it has technological engagement, and it makes an impact. Then comes money. And this is very simple. We say that at any level of your career, if one sector pays more than the other sector, that sector is better. So money is essentially an intersector comparison for the same level of work. And same with in-company duration. If one sector provides you an opportunity to stay in the company for a longer period of time, that is better than another sector. So to summarize, our career definition includes quality of work, money, and in-company tenure. And as we research and hypothesize on the future, we have determined that quality of work, money, and in-company tenure will be best in AI beneficiaries. AI beneficiaries will rank the highest on these three dimensions. The next best ranking will come to AI providers. Now, this may be counterintuitive. These companies are at the frontier today, but going forward, the best careers will be in AI beneficiaries, the next best in AI providers, and I'm sad to say that the AI enablers will struggle to offer meaningful careers going forward. So, what is the conclusion? Everybody's asking the question, what AI should I learn? How do I improve my AI skills? We think the better question is, what company should I join? Because the quality of AI you learn itself will be shaped by the company you work for. AI is becoming widely available. The real differentiator will be how companies create value with it and whether you are part of creating that value. If I were starting my career today, I would choose an AI beneficiary over an AI provider or an AI enabler. In the next question, we will go through more detail on the individual career, the quality of work, the money, and in-company tenure, and we will explain why we believe it will be what it is in each one of these classes of companies. We look forward to you joining us in our next episode. And please do read the article on Substack, comment, and we would love your engagement. Thank you very much, and see you again.